Hello our dear viewers at Sports Connect. As we promised you in our last video that we are going to be tackling different groups within the World Cup. Last time we tackled Group A of the World Cup, and today we are coming back with Group B. So you have to be aware that we are going to be speaking a lot of these teams that are going to be playing in the Group B of the World Cup. Before we go any further, my name is Mwesezi Ronald, the sports host of this show, or the moderator. On my sides, I have different panels. They are going to introduce themselves before we kick off.
Yes, my name is Lawrence, panelist at Sports Connect. Welcome to another show.
Hello sports lovers, this is Sports Connect. My name is Richard Tudong, one of the panelists here in Sports Connect. In Sports Connect, it's simply sports.
Yes, before we go any further, we are going to first take a short break, but remember to subscribe to our channel and press that notification button. Yes, welcome back from that short break, and as we have told you that we are going to be tackling Group B. Group B has different teams, and these include England, USA, Iran and Wales. Looking at England and Wales, they come from the same region, the United Kingdom.
Britain.
Yes, or the Great Britain. England has been always taking part within different World Cup tournaments, but unfortunately it has only one World Cup.
Yeah, in the 1966.
Yes, and right now they have Gareth Southgate as their manager. We are waiting to see. England has a lot of talents. We are waiting to see whether he's going to use those talents at least this time round to reach the finals of the World Cup. In 2018, they reached the same finals. Our dear panelists, you look at England and Wales. How are their chances in going further from the group stages?
Yeah, England has a good team. Like everyone can see, the players are playing in big professional leagues around the world. We're talking about players like Jude Bellingham, who is getting on the best of his form, Gerard Bowen, and other players, Harry Maguire. We can't undo that. So England has a good squad, and they have to do it this time. Since the appointment of Gareth Southgate, they have really improved a lot, because England had last won the World Cup in 1966. It's been a while, and they have been having a good squad since then. The likes of Wayne Rooney.
Yes, we do remember that in 2014 they did not escape the group stages.
Yeah.
But
So,
in 2018 they reached the same final.
yeah, England has been having names since, but they have just failed to use them. So I think this time Gareth Southgate
The likes
has
of Steven Gerrard,
Yeah.
Frank Lampard, Wayne Rooney.
Ferdinand, they have been having a good squad. So I think the task is on the coach. The coach has to assemble his squad, make the right choices for the right number of that player. So that's the biggest challenge in the previous competitions. You remember in the Euros, they really staggered a lot. They reached the finals
Yes,
of the
they reached
Euros.
finals
So
of the World.
England, they have to prove this time round. So I think they'll perform. They perform well in that group. We can't undo other teams like Wales, Iran, and the United States, because England is good at sleeping off the job. You know it very well. They can sleep off what you expect them to do. They can't do it for you. And
Specifically, how do you see Wales performing?
Wales, Wales has a good team. I think they really have no room to the next stage this time round, because Iran is a well assembled team.
But
Likewise to the United States.
You look at Wales. They have good players. They have
They
Gareth Bale,
really-
They have Daniel James. They have
You
different
even
players. Daniel Leviti.
you even remember in the Nations League, the last concluded edition, they really didn't do well, though they had the names. They have players like who are old. They're really tired of this thing. But like we said earlier on, this is World Cup, and every team is coming for the glory. They are going to assemble their squad well. They are coming for this thing bigger and bigger. So this is a group, a tight one. this is a very tight group. Anything can happen.
So-
England can go through, Wales can go through, Iran can go through, likewise the United States. Yeah.
All right, back to you, sir. How do you see England? England, they have good players. You can rate them as one of the teams that are going in every tournament when they are favorites to take the tournament. They have in the goalkeeping department. They have Pickford. They have Ramsdale at Arsenal. Dean Henderson at Man United, though he's on loan at Nottingham Forest. In the central midfield, they have
Harry Maguire.
Central midfield. They
Yeah.
have Declan Rice.
Yeah.
They have Jude Bellingham at Dortmund.
Yeah.
They have Calvin Phillips at
Calvin
Manchester
Phillips.
City. Then up front, they have Marcus Rashford. They have Harry Kane.
Abraham.
They have
Phil
Jadon
Foden.
Sancho, Tammy Abraham, Phil Foden. But why is it that these players are not performing at the highest level in different tournaments? What is your take on England?
Well, like what we know, England is a very promising club. And look at the League of Nations, which has just concluded. I think the major problem of England is the selection of the squad. If you are to look at most of the players of England, they are having in a position, most of the positions like the right back, the winger, the wing and the central defense. They are blessed with players in all the positions. Look at the goalkeeping department. We have Anderson, Ramsdale, and Pickford. All these people, they are good goalkeepers, but it depends on the choice of the
Including Nick Pope of
yeah.
Newcastle.
Although right now we talk more of the Anderson and Ramsdale. Then in the right back we look at, I think they will be having some problem like the injury of Kyle Walker and Reece James, and which leave them with only two options like.
And again at left back they are losing Ben Chilwell.
Yeah.
Then one of the reasons most of the England fans they might be complaining, like they share with Manchester United fans, most of them will be wondering why Harry Maguire will be starting. Yet if you are to look at on his form, he's not all that playing very well, and Man United have got good players like Martinez who have who are performing better than him. England is a good team, but according to the way I look, England they have many good players, but they normally don't progress very well. Although many people that look at them as one of the favorites, comparing them with Brazil, I think England, the only reward they might get from this World Cup is just leading the group and maybe finishing maybe in the last 16. I don't see England going too far in this.
To the quarter.
Yeah, they might not reach, because if you were to look at the striking, we always see, we know putting a captain outside is difficult, but we have players, the strikers like Tammy Abraham, who is performing very well in AS Roma under. I think Jose Mourinho has worked very well on Tammy Abraham, and we have seen him bringing the good results. If the coach Gary Southgate can bring Harry Kane outside and maybe sometimes try Tammy Abraham, we were going to see a lot of good results from England.
So you think Tammy Abraham can start over Harry Kane?
Actually, yeah, not most of the games, but if we are to look at the performance, I think right now Tammy Abraham is performing better than Harry Kane. Not that, and some of the topic, some of what you can say. Harry Kane has been delivering for England, and it might also be difficult to put him outside since he's the captain of the national team.
So, what is the problem with? Is the problem with Gareth Southgate in selecting the players, or the players themselves are overrated?
Yeah, I think the problem starts from the boardroom, the team selection, Gary Southgate. Sometimes he brings a player because of pressure. Because of the pressure from the media and other legends, you remember the likes of Ferdinand, he can really influence the team selection.
Yes.
So I think Gary Southgate has to get to the basics. Which player has this and this and this, who can do best in this number?
Yes.
Because honestly, you can't have Harry Maguire, you can't have Mark Guehi, Tomori in that defense, and still you bring in Kelly Walker, even though he is now injured. You can't again bring in Kelly Walker, who is a number 2, and you're leaving a typical central defender.
So aren't you seeing the problem in the way Gareth Southgate selects the players, like even the formation that he uses to play? Sometimes you find Gareth Southgate playing 5-3-2. How is that formation when you have quality players in the defense, in the midfield, and up front. Why does he opt for that formation?
I think Gary Southgate has to get to the basics of football. Let him not bring in anything new, because honestly it will affect him like it did to him last time. He wants to bring in something new that is only new to him alone, not to other coaches. It's just like most of the coaches adapting to a 4-3-3 formation, and you're still insisting on a 4-4-2. Sometimes it affects the football changes, tactics change. So you can't insist on your old tactic that has not proved anything, that has not got you any fruit. You're getting. So I think Gareth Southgate, and again the players, they are overrated. I think so. They are so overrated. They talk a lot. The fans behind them, they expect a lot from the players, and yet the players can deliver less. You're getting.
Yes, all right. What about USA? You look at USA in the same group with England, then Iran, and Wales. Don't you think that USA can cause a threat to England?
As we know, USA they've always they like putting them in the same group with England, but I don't see USA going too far in that league, in that group. What I can see, we know they have good team also, but they're very young. Look at Christian policy, and they're goalkeeping department. This goalkeeper from Arsenal, Mark Turner, is the first choice goalkeeper. But the problem is he earlier prepared for that World Cup, because we have seen in most of the games in Arsenal, he's always offside. Even in Europa League, we find that in some matches he's always put off. Yet, according to some as we know football, some leagues they should be put, like for Ramsdale, it should be put playing. But now he's not having all that enough time playing time. With football, the more consistent you're playing, the more your form comes in. So I'm not seeing USA progressing so much.
You're not backing USA to go further?
Not that I'm not backing, but I'm not seeing any good result from USA. But what I know, they will not be the last in that group B.
Yes, looking at USA, they did not participate in the last tournament, that is the 2018 World Cup. They last participated in that of 2014. So looking at Iran, why are many people underrating Iran?
Yeah, I think most of the Asian countries, always say they are not good in football, but we have seen them surprising people in football. Remember in one of the World Cup, what South Korea did to Germany. Korea. Yeah. Also, the way I'm seeing the Republic of Iran, they are going to get good results from USA, and I think they are going to even beat some of these big teams like Wales and England. If we are to look at like Wales, they are much dependent on Gareth Bale, who is always not on form, and if I to look at his age now, he's not all that delivering, although he's the captain. Then there are some players in Wales like Daniel James. Daniel James once played in Manchester United, but due to maybe the issue of the jersey with Edison Cavani, he was sold to Leeds and he was not even getting enough time. And right now he's in a different club, but he's still lacking playing time.
So in finalizing, you look at Iran, there is something that is always haunting it. It has been participating in most of the World Cup tournaments, but it has not been going further the group stages. Yeah. I don't know whether it is going to be the same thing right now. Finally, which two teams do you think they are going to progress?
Before I can answer that, there's what we have to understand right now. The World Cup has come in a time that the countries are not going to have enough time to prepare their players. So you really have to choose that player at that time who is performing well in that club. You're getting. So it's a really tricky one for the coaches and the managers of clubs, and in team selection first of all. Because you can pull a player who is good in his team, but he has not yet adapted to the style of play in the country.
Yes.
So it's going to be really a tricky one, and there will be very many surprises, I bet you. And these big teams are going to suffer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're backing which team and which team?
And again, I think USA, has been into war with Iran, and the United Kingdom having bad terms with Iran. So I think it's beyond football. I'm telling you, this World Cup, this group is beyond football. So Iran is going to put a tight challenge on both USA and Wales. So I think The best teams is going to be England. England is going to top that group, and I'm taking USA.
England
as
and
the
USA.
second. Yeah.
Then
To me, I think number 1 will be England and number 2 will be Wales. I'm not seeing USA going further in that. If I to look at how they have been performing, and Iran, in most of the group stages, in most of the World Cup, they have not been progressing out of the group stage. So my number 1 will be England. Although they are going to disappoint not to reach the final. They'll be number 1, then Wales number 2, US number 3, then Iran will come in the last position as number 4 in Group B.
all right, let's hope that the most overrated team, England, won't disappoint us at this time.
Yeah.
Today we have tackled Group B. Just wait for us. We are going to tackle the next group in the next video, and that will be Group C. We thank you for watching us. You keep posted. We are going to be bringing you more videos. Nice.
Yeah. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Sports Connect. Click the notification button, and you will get all our videos.